Hi guys, Marika here with another card tutorial, and today I am using a stamp set called Some Coffee by Little Blue Button Stamps. And I start out by coloring it, and I have chosen some very soft colors. The colors today I actually picked from a previous card or similar. The color scheme-ish is picked from a similar card that I made with another Little Blue Button stamp which comes from the same series. And I really like these characters. These are, right now, I think these are my favorite characters of Little Blue Button Stamps. I haven't get new favorites now and then, and these at this moment, these are my favorite. These are like fashion icons. I don't know if you have seen it, but my mom was very much into making her own clothes. She is an educated seamstress, haven't really worked at it, but that's what she went to school for when she was young. And you can get these patterns, and they have these beautiful kind of fashion dolls in all pastel-y, peachy colors. And I don't know, these characters feel like those images, so I really wanted them to be pastel-y and soft and beautiful. So I started out having a very light skin, which is my favorite go-to skin. I'm using some R30, and new thing, I'm adding a little bit of R30 to their noses to kind of give them a little bit more of peachy peach, together with the cheeks, who gets a little bit more of a darker R32 together with the R30, because I want to mix it out to get them to look more peachy and healthy and fresh. The other colors I'm going to use in this are some very beautiful blue greens, some very light like peachy pinks, peachy oranges, more like it, and some grays. And for the brown, I'm using my ever so trusted E40s, because I love my E40s, you know that. The reason why I love them is because they go with almost everything. They have a little bit of a grayish tint to them, instead of other colors that might go, other browns that might go more towards the red or towards purple. The E40s go towards more of a grayish tone, which makes them very simple to pair with other colors. For the other hair, I'm using some yellow reds, and I wasn't thinking about giving her this strong hair. I just ended up doing it. I just sort of overworked it a little bit, but she ended up having a very nice reddish hair. For the blue greens that I'm using some of the blue greens that are a little bit greener. However, there aren't really that many very light greenish colors. You can actually use the G00 or the G00s, but I used the BG11 and BG000, which are both kind of more bluish than greenish, but it kind of made a kind of cool effect, so I really liked it. And when it comes to the oranges, I'm using some yellow reds, but I'm actually also adding the E95, because that has more of that kind of peachy yellow tone into it. And for my grays, I'm actually using warm grays today, because I felt for it. I didn't really want to have a cold, more of a cold tone, which the toner natural would be, or the cold. So I went for the warm grays, and then I'm going in with my zero marker, the colorless marker, and kind of pushing the lighter grays toward the darker grays to give it more of a white effect. So, and finishing it all off, I'm cutting the little characters out with my scissors. And yes, I do fussy cut. And I kind of was thinking about this when I was cutting this image, that why I've gotten as good as I have done at doing fussy cutting. And it's because I enjoy it. And I think anything you do, if you enjoy it, you will continue practice on it, and in the end you will end up being pretty good at it. But if you don't enjoy fussy cutting, then you don't have to fussy cut. I do it because I like it, but you could just add a little bit shadows on the background, use the paper that you are coloring on as your panel. You can cut it out with a stitched square die of some sort, and then just add a little shadow beneath them or behind them to make them stand out a little bit from the paper, and you still get about the same effect as I do by cutting it out. And the reason why I cut it out is because I elevate it a little bit and I get a natural shadow beneath it, and I kind of like it. It's kind of fun. For the card base, I'm using some Nina Solar white cardstock, and I'm cutting it down to 5.5, and then I score it at 4.25. So basically just cutting it in two. It's a letter size paper that I cut in two and then score at 1/2. Then I'm going to do some background inking, and I'm adding this more as to stick the paper down than anything else. I'm not going to go over on the other side, but it's a bit good to have a little bit of security. Then I'm going to do my inking, and I kind of want to have some pinkish beneath the orange girl and some greenish beneath the greenish girl. So I'm using abandoned coral and worn lipstick for the kind of stripe beneath one of the girls, and then I'm using the cracked pistachio and the peacock feathers for the little piece behind the greenish girl. So you kind of make the color go down into the paper also. This is my favorite part, when you kind of unwheel your stenciling. I love stenciling. I call this spot stenciling. I don't know if it works. This stamp set is called Stay Cool. It's by MFT Stamps. I'm using some VersaFine Onyx Black to stamp it down. I really like this stamp set. I actually think I used the same stamp set for the matching card that I will have link in the end slate, and also I think I have a little eye for where you can find it too. I'm making sure that my creases are good, and then I'm adding some of these 3M Scotch foam tape on the backside of the characters. I really like this tape because it builds just enough to give me a good shadow, but it still keeps the card sort of flat, so it's easily shipped. So yeah, I'm putting it down onto my little stenciling, and that was the card for today. I hope you liked it. If you do, please thumbs it up. If you have any questions, just comment down below. Down below you can also find all the details and the supplies that I used for this card. Here are 2 other cards I've done with the little blue button stamps. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye!